Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I am here bringing you a Bitcoin video ready to go. Let's break it down for you. Let's break down Bitcoin on this Sunday morning. If you saw my breakdown yesterday morning and then you watched me on Saturday night, you could complete the process. Stay focused with me and keep connecting. I'm the cryptolifer, Samuel Price, professional crypto trader. I go over Bitcoin every single day of my life, 7 days a week. We don't take Christmas off. We don't take Thanksgiving off. We're here every single day, Saturday, Sunday, and you name it. Let's get that mic fixed up and ready to rock. So everybody, we talked about Bitcoin breaking down. This is a rising wedge last night. However, it made a bit of an ascending triangle at one point, but it still is a rising wedge. 68% chance that was going to break to the downside. We also made a bit of inside of this. We were looking at it, and I saw inside even here, look, a shoulder, a bit of a head, kind of a right shoulder. Even here was a shoulder, head, and a shoulder. There was an M pattern right there. We were unable to break above resistance every time we tried to get it. The resistance was 21,266. We couldn't. We came back down, but we did find a support region where we had a bounce here, a bounce there, a bounce there, and we did bounce off of 21K. So the bulls were able to defend 21,000, which is a pretty big idea. You know, here was a symmetrical triangle we had drawn yesterday. The measured move down is 20,666. The measured move up is somewhere around here, 21,066. We're either going to 20,066 or 21,066. I mean, that's a symmetrical triangle. Pretty funny, right? That the numbers were that even. But think about it. We got to this resistance point. Why? Because at the previous place, we could not get above right here and right here. So that's going to give us some trouble. We're going to have an issue getting above that zone when you identify the local resistance. So we came to local resistance on the 7 and we got rejected. However, even just this little flag here broke to the upside earlier today. Bang, bang, bang. That is a bigger measured move. Are we possibly just retesting the bottom to the upside? Want to see if we can get to this initial area here at 21,800. Why is it a big deal? We'll talk about it in a second. All right. Well, to me, we fell and then we tried to get above that notch, and that's our notch. That's going to be our area that if we can never get above 21,800, we're going to suffer. We're going to see some downside. So we must get back above this resistance. 21,700 must be taken back. We are doing a pretty good job. We broke above this high volume node. It's a good sign. Usually when you break above it, you can travel to the end of the nodes, usually to this node here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did get above it. Some bullishness for Bitcoin. We take a look at the 15-minute. The 15-minute is coming back down, and it's showing signs of life. What we want to see is if it can stay inside this flag and not break to the downside. No bearish divergence yet. One thing I do want to show you, right, which was a little hard to see, but something that I want to break down, was we had exaggerated bullish divergence here. I had it drawn here, and I'll go back to it. But we had exaggerated bullish divergence. I'll show you what that means. If you have a swing low to a swing low, and that's a pretty flat line, right? That's flat. But then you have a swing low to swing low here, and that's an uptrend. That's exaggerated bullish divergence. I've got a setting for that. You can slap it in. Call it exaggerated bullish divergence. Exaggerated bullish divergence is when the price action stays flat, but the RSI moves to the upside. So that's something I want you to understand. We had this idea of a possible inverted cup and handle that started to break to the downside, but got rejected. So we can get rid of that idea so far, right? But the rising wedge did break down. The short began to move, but it hit resistance. That's why you keep the short open and the long, and you look at your support and resistance lines. When you can't get above a certain resistance, or you begin to take profit at resistance. That way, if you don't get above it, you're still a happy camper. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do here should be taken as financial advice. Please get yourself a financial advisor and do your own due diligence for getting into any project, coin, or trade. I'll make the stochastics a lot smaller, the RSI so small, so we can see a lot more of the screen. That's just the default way it does it for whatever reason. So we were talking about this pattern. We identified, you know, if anyone's going to identify where the bleeding stopped, it's going to be us, the lifers. So we found this divergence too. This was a divergence. Swing down to swing down. But if you see clearly here, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. But if you see clearly here, right? I saw that movie, Cool Runnings, as a kid. Swing down to swing down, swing up to swing up, right? And then we got the bounce. That's also a double bottom. The double bottom should break to the upside to the measured move, right? And our measured move takes us basically to about, you know, a little bit above the resistance, 21,926. So not all bad for Bitcoin. We got a bit of a move. We broke this resistance. If we didn't get above 21,300, it was a wrap. However, our next big hurdle is 21,500. You don't see us get above that, expect more downside. Could we open this up and, you know, you could possibly be in this channel? I like this idea because it kind of, you can see it touched a few times and then it broke back out to the upside. So you're looking for Bitcoin to bounce. If it comes back down and retest areas for a bounce, or this high volume node here sticking out at about 21,267. I'd like it to not even go back below this area here with this resistance, 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 and then we even bounced off it twice. So I'd like that to hold the support. 21,356 is going to be a big area we're going to be watching throughout the day. We'll take a look at the 1 hour. The 1 hour is overbought again and at resistance. I would expect some downside. Like here we had a pullback, here we had a pullback, and even there we had the massive pullback. So usually low volume on a Sunday. You know, I'm not expecting huge dumpage, but just something to think about. I'm going to also open this up and take a look at it here. See, my trading style is to produce multiple ideas, and then as Bitcoin doesn't follow those ideas, strip them away. Keep the ideas that are consistent and keep following through with the move. So to me, it's about, it's like a game of chess. Bitcoin is, I'm playing chess against a player. If I was playing chess against you, I would think about all the different moves possible that you were going to make, and I would try to, while I was sitting there waiting for you to go, I'd be thinking of all the different things that I could be doing. The second you went a different way, I would have to throw away all the ones I thought about that could have gone a certain way and only go back to the ones that I'm. And see, that's a chess player. A chess player can continuously go through and shoot through multiple ideas in their head, even if they know they're going to throw away 90% of them. Most people don't want to do the work that is taxing. I'm telling you right now, trading is taxing on the mind, but it becomes easier once you just get into the. So that's true trading. Trading is just constantly getting the mind into thinking about what progressive ideas could be coming, and then being able to shift away from them as probabilities either ascertain that it is going to happen or that they are not going to happen. So just things to think about. So look, resistance here, and then we're at resistance at 21,500. I would expect a flag or some downside here for the 1 hour time frame as it's overbought. So let's see if the 50-minute can throw Hail Marys and do whatever it needs to do. It is sending, coming down, but it might just oscillate here for another M pattern. Looking for the 1 hour to probably head back to the downside, right, and create a little more movement down. So levels we don't want to break are the POC here. So I'm looking for a bounce off here, or even maybe we can stay inside the channel. All right. So that's what you're looking at right now. For the next 4 to 5 hours is a pullback for Bitcoin to the downside. Not saying a huge dump, but a pullback. And now you start to break this area, we'll be looking for what's called a bearish retest. So here's how I would trade Bitcoin for the day. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. You do whatever makes you happy. I'm just giving you my information, what I think. So here's my idea for Bitcoin. You're in a bit of a rising wedge here. See that? You're inside the one, up, down, up. You're likely to come down here to the bottom of the channel, okay? So my projection is that Bitcoin will pull back to the bottom of this channel, right? And if it's bullish, it's going to, even if it falls out a little bit, it's going to get a bounce off the POC at 21,200, maybe even 21,300 area, right? That would be nice for BTC. If it breaks, we're looking for a last possible hold of 21K. And if 21K breaks, then we're back inside this bear flag and things change a little bit. So we're going to go from there. And you're going to know by using the 7-minute, maybe even the 5-minute, you'll probably see a drop in what's called a bearish retest. You'll try to hit this level or this level, and then you'll drop to the downside. So look out for a bearish retest at this area because you're going to be leaving this channel that we're in, all right? So key insight for Bitcoin today, that's really going to give you a little bit of an edge on the rest of the market, I'm telling you right now, if you look at that and you follow that shape. Okay? Let's look at the 4-hour time frame. 4 hours also getting overbought, not a good sign, and not getting above any resistance, not really doing anything. It did fall, but the 4 hours got a V-shaped recovery all the way back up. Like for this to be a real rally back up, we must, in my humble opinion, we must begin to just break right back up to these nodes. Bitcoin in the next few days, has to somehow make some miraculous climb back into this area. We do have one Hail Mary hopium idea, and we drew this last night, and we're not saying this is guaranteed. We're just showing you. Also, we do have a measured move down here at about $15,000 if Bitcoin decides to drop violently off this trend line. So right now it's holding this trend line, and I'm saying this is a complete brainstorm, Hail Mary, projection, maybe possible. I don't think anyone's drawn it yet though. So a lot of times I do this and then the shape does actually end up progressing and we're one of the first. We are many times, but sometimes we're just the first. We don't know what everyone else is doing. We focus on ourselves, but we know that we end up being one of the first channels to catch whatever pattern is going on. And then I see that pattern on every other channel for the rest of the weeks because, like this one here. We start finding this pattern early, this ascending triangle. Like I was finding it here and then adjusting and stuff like that. So that's why you stay open-minded. The more open-minded you are, the more progressive thoughts you have, the further ahead you're going to be ahead of the other traders. Anyone can teach you how to trade. I'm going to change your mentality, because your mentality is everything. How you look at it, how you view it, and how you use your brain to progress further into any subject matter. For instance, someone with a far more progressive brain, or who's been taught right by the right mentor, can learn more out of the same information. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about backtesting theory and just using your own mind to gain more knowledge from yourself. That's really what I want to teach you at the end of the day. So we look at Bitcoin in the 4 hour, and to me, I mean, yeah, you're in this like bear flag for sure, right? That's no neat and no good. You flip that upside down, it looks like a bull flag that breaks to the upside, does it not? We play these all the time. I wouldn't be surprised if this takes a massive dump to the downside. So I'm watching Bitcoin. I'm more bearish than bullish. I'll tell you that right now. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw 19K, 20,000. But I take it one level at a time. I don't say where we're going. I take it one level at a time. A double bottom off here would be beautiful. So I'm not ruling anything out. Maybe we come down and we do a double bottom here. So I'm open-minded to anything. We'll be watching this closely too on the 4 hour time frame. However, it's getting overbought with the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame. Just something to think about. Daily is attempting a bounce, and the 22 hour is attempting a bounce. Daily says I want to start bouncing here, and it found bottom trend. There's a chance that we are forming this ascending triangle right here. All right, there's a chance, or even this idea here that we're forming like a bigger channel, something like this. But I'll be open-minded for now, and we'll go from there. We can even get rid of this shape for now. So again, I'm not saying everything I say is right, and I'm not saying, this is 100%. I'm saying I project consistently, and if you do that, just eventually some of your projections are going to be right, and you can strip away the projections that you didn't come through. What do you mean looking at the ES1 later on today? I do see some bullish divergence on that on the 7. I am expecting a bounce back to the upside for ES1. The 1 hour also looks bullish. So Sunday night when this rips open, because tonight we're on for the weekly candle close tonight at 8 p.m. So I suggest you tune in, because we're really going to break it down there. Every single Sunday night, I'm live at 8 p.m. I go live every single day. I haven't taken a day off since February of 2021, over 500 and some odd days straight without one day off. We've live streamed. You can go back test this. You can go through every one of my videos and write them down. Someone could do it to me and tell me when the last day that I broke the streak was. It was somewhere in January or February of 2021, and we've been rocking ever since, over a year and a half straight without a day off, and I love it. That's my legacy, that I won't take a day off. And I love that about this channel. I love that about our group. Everyone that follows me and watches every stream, some people have said they've never missed a stream, and they know that I've never missed a day. Part of not missing a day is consistency. That inspires people to not miss their own days, to go after their own dreams, to keep pushing every single day of their life, because why not? You have your dreams to go after and nobody else's, baby. Anyway, so let's break down what I see. So at the end of the day, let's just do a quick recap of what I see happening for BTC. So right off the bat, I'm expecting some movement downside. It's already starting right now, as you can see, a rejection at 21,005 to the downside. So I'm expecting the 1 hour to pull us back down unless we get a miraculous move on the 15-minute or some type of short squeeze. We're going to throw you Bookmap real quick too. Bookmap is amazing. I absolutely love Bookmap. Let's turn the liquidations on and off. Lately, I've been having to toggle those for whatever reason. And let's take a look. Right now, we're getting a long liquidation here going on. I popped my camera off just for a second so you can see all of Bookmap. We're getting a long liquidation here for Bookmap. All right? Let's bring it out a little bit more. I give you almost the whole screen here. So you're getting a long liquidation for Bookmap. All right? You're seeing way more liquidity up here at 21,006, 21,007. That's interesting. Oh, but they just made it disappear. They just took away. They spoofed. So we had a bunch of light there, but they lowered the liquidity. Funny. You still see more at 21,000. That 1,396. This guy's been moving this 1,400 Bitcoins around. He's been spoofing with it, though. Really hasn't really made orders with it. He's just been moving it. So we do see some big buys, 376. It's interesting enough that they are liquidating the longs, but there's not a lot of people down here to gobble up. See, there's just not a lot of liquidity. Suggests that we may actually stay up here, which actually, goes against my technical analysis, which is interesting. But we shall see. There's really not enough liquidity in my mind to really make a call here. They're still finding out where the liquidity lies and where they want to go. So Bookmap is kind of scant. Watching, there is more sells up here at 21,750, 22K than there are buys down here at 21 and 21,250, right? Suggest that we will head to the upside, and we just liquidated 11,000 worth of longs, and doesn't seem like there was any left to liquidate, but we shall see. I'm going to stick to my technical analysis right now because the order book is scant and not giving us enough information. We do have a little bit more probability that we're going to go to the upside, but that's just something to think about, right? There's no guarantees there. Now, I'm sticking with what I'm saying. I would watch the 1 hour pull back and look for a bounce off of 21,181. I'd like to see it never, go lower than this resistance here and hold that zone. However, if you break this node, you're likely to head down to that node. So, I'm looking for a pullback on the 1 hour time frame because you're oversold. The 4 hours also getting there, and the 1 hour. Now, see, the 15-minute could throw a Hail Mary here. So look, the 15-minute, I'm looking for the M. If the 15-minute throws the M here and gets rejected, then the 1 hour will pull back. What if the 15-minute breaks us above the zone? And that could happen. So you're watching this 15-minute flag to the upside. This is confusing to beginners because you're like, wait, you said this and you said that. You have to understand, because when I was first a beginner, I used to see the 1 hour and be like, oh, we're going down. And then I would watch the 15-minute do something ridiculous that I didn't think was even possible. So I'm teaching you right now, just at this very moment, to always watch that 15-minute. You never know when it can throw what's called a Hail Mary and just get you above resistance. You're just looking for whatever time frame can get you above resistance. That's what matters. So can the 15-minute get us above? It's highly unlikely, but it's possible. It's more likely that the 1 hour takes over. However, I watch this 15-minute. When the 15-minute comes up and gets overbought, that's when I would open up a short, because you'd be overbought on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and the 15-minute. So we're going to watch Bitcoin closely. We're going to pick up where we left off. Probably in a few hours. I do updates to my 99 trading group on Discord for $3 a day. Get access to my updates constantly. I do Bitcoin updates every 3 to 4 hours. I go over the market. I scan. I even caution what I'm doing, so you can just, get a sense of what a long-term trader is thinking or going through. And you just get so much insight from my years and years of being behind the screen. So if you love that, if that makes you happy, jump on into the Discord today. You will not regret it. I can't wait to see each and every one of you tonight at 8 p.m. for Bitcoin in the weekly candle close. We're going to have an absolute blast. Last night we went over Quant, and Quant did make some gains. So you never know what coin we're going to go over, even though the market wasn't that great. We talked about Quant last night on the 15. We showed you this cup and handle. Thought it could break out of this channel. It came out and bounced. Quant up 10% from the live stream. So things like that happen all the time. And that was just last night at 8 p.m. And it's already 9 a.m. now. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life. I love you guys. Be safe. Have a great day. One love.